What's up, nerds? So, the Honkai Star official Twitter has been going absolutely nuts lately, giving us news drop after news drop, bombshell after bombshell, and today is no different. So, today we got Misha's full kit reveal, we got new light cones for literally every single path for the Forgotten Hall shop, so check the pinned comment and description below for all of the different news that we've gotten from Honkai Star so far. I made videos on every single one of the news drops we got. And today, we also got new Memory of Chaos and new Pure Fiction in the form of a full schedule, a full timeline for the next several months. I'm not kidding here. This goes all the way until the end of April. So we got information about a Memory of Chaos coming to us soon, and also Pure Fiction, and also another Memory of Chaos that will be coming later on. We will be going over this in order. And they did give us the different domain bonuses that we will be able to get. So let's start off here with the first Memory of Chaos that will come to us on February 19th. So it's called the Dreamland of Longing, and it goes from February 19th all the way until April 1st. The domain bonus is as follows. All allies' basic attack and skill deal 50% more damage. Whenever a skill point is consumed, Memory Turbulence gains 1 hit per action, up to a maximum of 10. At the beginning of each cycle, each hit per action will deal damage once to a random enemy based on the target's max HP. I have a feeling that it's going to end up falling on the character with the highest max HP, but I technically don't actually have confirmation of that right now. That's just what we, hope for. Now, interestingly enough, Misha's kit literally just dropped today at the same, within like an hour of this information coming to us for this Memory of Chaos. And Misha's kit revolves around hit per action. So I have a feeling, at least we hope, at this time that Misha, the new 4-star ice destruction character, is going to probably be pretty good, at least in this particular Memory of Chaos. We could be wrong about that. Sometimes things don't necessarily synergize as well as we originally think. That's why we theorycraft, and then we test in person once this stuff actually comes out. But based on the hits per action, it's literally hits per action in Misha's kit, it seems like Misha will be pretty good in this particular Memory of Chaos. Now, of course, a lot of other characters probably will be as well, but, based on the kit that we have so far, it seems like they're probably going to be one of the favored characters in that mode, amongst, of course, many others as well. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of information we have here, which is the Pure Fiction, because a lot of people are probably here on the video for the Pure Fiction, because Pure Fiction has a typically very, very vastly different meta than the Memory of Chaos does. In fact, Pure Fiction is kind of very, very niche. It's like so different than literally every other mode in the game that even characters like Himiko and Herta in the currently available Pure Fiction are actually like the strongest characters amongst Argenti as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the bonus, and I'll stop yapping. So the Pure Fiction, an expression of eloquence, the domain bonus will be accumulate the amount of damage dealt by follow-up attacks by allies. When this damage amount reaches 100%, deal a set amount of damage to all allies. That's rather interesting, because although the domain bonus didn't immediately show us in the currently available Pure Fiction, Herta and Himiko ended up being a really, really powerful combo for this particular mode, despite it not necessarily saying that they would be. But that's partially, to be fair, because of the weakness types of the enemies. And Herta and Himiko can both hit a lot of enemies at once. And by the way, Argenti was arguably actually the best character for the mode. But everybody has a Himiko and everybody has a Herta by this point, right? So that's why they were, the most used characters in that mode. But interestingly, they might be good again in this upcoming Pure Fiction because of the follow-up synergies. Herta and Himiko both do follow-up attacks. And a lot of you are probably wondering if Dr. Ratio is going to be good in this particular mode. Now, one thing to remember is if it's going to be mass waves, like the previous pure fiction, the one that's currently available now, Dr. Ratio might not necessarily be the best for the mode. But interestingly, the domain bonus, the second part here, does say, when the damage amount reaches 100%, deal a set amount of damage to all enemies. So, despite the fact that Dr. Ratio is not necessarily some like AoE or multi-targeting character, he's going to potentially be good in the mode. I mean, he was given to us for free, and he was the recently available, 5-star character, so it makes sense that he would be good in the mode. How good he will be is yet to be seen. We do not know, and I have a feeling that a lot of players are going to find some interesting combo that's kind of off meta, but ends up being the meta for the new pure fiction. So I'm excited to see what, other players cook up. Obviously, myself and those in my Discord will be trying to think of really cool strategies once it actually comes around, because arguably one of the most important things for any of these modes is the weakness type of the enemies, because we might be able to theorycraft as much as we want, but on the day that it drops, when we find out what the weakness types are, that actually might be one of the most important factors to think about. So just keep all of that stuff in mind. Now let's go ahead and move on to this this second part here. Oh, sorry, that pure fiction goes from March 4th all the way until April 15th. Sorry, I didn't mention that at the beginning, but that interestingly lines up pretty well with the 1-year anniversary. If I'm not mistaken, the 1-year anniversary for Star Rail is around the end of April. So the pure fiction will change to whatever the next one after is going to be, interestingly, like around the time that the 1-year anniversary is going on. And this last Memory of Chaos, Eve of Wanton Feast, will go from, let's see here, March 18th all the way until April 29th. And that will overlap with the 1-year anniversary. And, around that time, a new Memory of Chaos will come around that will be active for the entire duration of the anniversary. So that's pretty interesting that these are sort of lining up a little bit with the anniversary. So the anniversary is probably going to have some really fun and spicy stuff. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but I just wanted to point that out. Anyways, I'm yapping again, professional yapper, according to people in my comments. So let's move forward, so too many people don't get pissed. So summons a Trotter, right? Eve of Wanton Feast, this other Memory of Chaos here. Summons a Trotter at the beginning of each wave for each cycle. The Trotter takes 200% more damage from basic attacks and DOTs. When the Trotter is defeated, and if an enemy is afflicted with bleed, shock, burn, or wind shear, the DOT is currently afflicted with will immediately deal damage equal to 50% of the original damage, with a high chance to inflict bleed, shock, burn, and wind shear on all enemies, lasting for 3 turns. Holy crap. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that pure fiction, I was kind of theorizing I had a feeling we were gonna get DOT synergy with pure fiction coming up here, but I was wrong. It turns out that they're gonna go with follow-up synergy in pure fiction, and the Memory of Chaos coming in mid-March is actually going to be what gets the DOT synergy, because Black Swan's coming out. I thought that they were going to hook up Black Swan, and they are, but they're not hooking her up until March, apparently. So that's kind of wild. But I don't know if you guys read all of this. This is an insane bonus. I wonder if they're going to do anything interesting with the enemies that might make it more intense or tough. So DOT characters are really going to be necessary in the upcoming Memory of Chaos. Let's go ahead and read that bonus again, because this one's interesting. It summons a Trotter at the beginning of each wave or each cycle. So I don't know if you guys remember, there was a previous Memory of Chaos that was really, really big on Trotters, and that was a lot of fun. That was, in my opinion, one of the most interesting and fun Memories of Chaos that we actually got. And the Trotter takes 200% more damage from basic attacks and DOTs. So don't feel like you have to hit it with a basic attack. As long as you have DOT characters, you can run your skill on them, give them DOTs, and on their turn, they'll probably just blow the heck up. And they take 200% more damage from DOTs. Afflict him with several DOTs, you get the picture. That's going to be like fireworks. And when the Trotter is defeated, which you're going to be able to do if you run DOTs, when they're defeated, and if enemies are afflicted with Bleed, Shock, Burn, or Wind Shear, the DOT on them that is currently afflicted will immediately deal damage equal to 50% of the original damage, with a high chance to inflict Bleed, Shock, Burn, and Wind Shear on all enemies, lasting for 3 turns. This is gonna be... You guys know how strong Simulated Universe is for DOTs? It's gonna feel like that in Memory of Chaos. I have a feeling this Memory of Chaos is probably going to be a tougher one, but if you happen to have DOTs, it's probably going to be a breeze. Because the bonus is so strong for DOTs, my guess is that it's going to probably be a pretty tough Memory of Chaos in terms of the enemies, which will probably be pretty rough on some players that don't currently have a well-built DOT team setup. So I feel for you guys if you don't have a strong DOT setup by the time that Memory of Chaos comes around. But you do have time to prepare for it if you really wanted to, so just keep all of that in mind. Now, I've been yapping about, waffling about here the whole time, so I'll go ahead and let you guys go. I'll get out of your hair. If this was interesting or helpful to you guys, consider leaving a like here and subscribe, and I'll see you later in Patch 2.0. Peace out.